Hello. I'm a bit concerned about like what this whole thing is gonna look like. I'm doing something a little new, a little interesting, a little quirky, if I do say so myself. So I'm someone that when I'm in a place, like in a location, my imagination can run a little wild. So I'll create a little story situation. But when that happens, I'm may take things a little too far. That's just my personality. So this is like a little story time, but I don't know the story. I'm making up the story. You'll see. I'm really hoping that this is going to work how I want it to work. Fingers crossed, no guarantees. But I just need you to know this is my screen. I will be looking down here a lot because I'm going to be drawing on here. Hold on a second. You see? And hopefully this will come up on here so you can see this, because I don't plan on screen recording anything. So hopefully you can just see it. Is it going to be flipped? It's going to be backwards. Let me write something and find out. Okay, can confirm that it looks fine because it looks like it is in the right orientation. So solid, good, that's great. But I've got this going on and I've got my notes on my phone, because otherwise my low-key ADHD will kick in. None of us are going to end up hearing anything, okay? I will sink down in my seat a little. Maybe if I put my seat down. Where's the... Oh, there we go. I'm a little lower now. So, first things first, I want to preface that I know that this whole spiel is completely unnecessary. But listen, I'm a nosy gal. And I'm a nosy gal with an imagination that runs wild. So this whole video is for entertainment purposes only. We don't judge people, even though you might think I do, or it might sound like I do. So sit back down, sis, grab your popcorn, it's all good, all right? Just listen. And if you don't want to listen, that's fine, click off, all right? But we don't want to hear anything, because I know people will be like at the end, I know I don't know, that's the problem, I should have asked. But anyway, the first thing that I need to do is to set the scene a little. Now, I do have some pictures and videos from the location that I'm at. However, I think this might change, but I think I'm opting not to include them. If I do decide to include them, lucky you, because then I'll have some, but I didn't have very many good ones anyway. So, you know, just my imagination will have to be enough for this. But I do need to try and keep this as concise as possible. So this is how it's going to work. I'm going to give you a quick little introduction of the main characters in this story, a little scene setup, a little summary timeline of what's going on, and then we're going to move on to the theory. So that's the 4 things that I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and stick to it in the order I'm supposed to stick to it in, but we'll see. So, the main characters of the story. Please, ow, my flipping corny. Sorry. Anyway, the main characters of this here little story. You're going to have to bear with me a second because I am not great. So this here that I'm drawing, what a great little drawing, okay? I'm going to give myself a ponytail because I had a ponytail for way too long in my life and I should have... I'm losing stuff on the floor. Okay, I don't know where that's gone. Oh, I got it. I had a ponytail for way too long. Also, you may see I'm not an artist. Don't worry about any of this, all right? This is me. I'm going to put myself with this because I'm in a constant state of shock, okay? So this is me. So I'm going to call myself J. Jaspreet J, okay? Character number 2 is, what should we do for her? Oh, she had braids this day, so let's do some, you know, those 2 little braids. And sometimes she has a fringe, so let's put a fringe in. Okay, this here is Cousin H. Cousin H says hi. Okay, Cousin H. Beautiful drawing. Next, we've got Cousin K. She has really long hair. She did. It's still long. It's off the page, look. That's cousin K, okay? She can also be a smiley gal. Okay, we are the protagonists in our story. We are the main characters. However, these people, aka me, Cousin H, Cousin K, I may interchangeably call them H and K. I may forget all of those things as well, so don't worry about it. But even though we are the main characters in our story, we are not talking about... Oh, did not mean to do that. We are not talking about any of us. Why does it keep doing that? We are not talking about any one of us. We have 3 new characters that we are going to need to introduce. And for these guys, I've got some images. Now, please do bear with me. So here we have the person that we are going to refer to as man. Because in this story, just a brief little overview, man is giving, maybe we just call him Leo. Man and Leo, interchangeable. But man/Leo is someone giving, like he's from European descent, maybe his early to mid 30s. He didn't look like Leo. Maybe more Leo in his current state. Maybe. But even that is giving it a push. But very important character to today's story. Also, I'm just going to say it, not a big fan of this Don. All right? Not Leo in general. I mean the Leo in our story. I have no reason to not like him. I just don't. That's all you need to know. Next, we have... There's no reason for the images, by the way, to be different sizes. It's just the way they were downloaded from the internet. We have woman 1. Woman 1. Also, so sorry, we've got Leo here. Sorry for my handwriting again. And here we've got... Oh, that's not a D. Dakota, aka Dakota Fanning. She will be woman 1. Woman 1 is from some type of Asian descent. I couldn't tell you what. She could be any of the Asian descents. I will not be naming them. But just know woman 1. Now we've got... also, woman 1 is giving similar age to Leo. Dakota is giving similar age to Leo, even though in real life that is not the case. I don't know why I keep specifying that, but it's not. Then we've got woman 2. Welcome, hello, to Elle Fanning, aka Dakota Fanning's sister. You'll see why I've included her in a second. So Leo, Dakota, Elle. Now, in real life, of course, can we please cancel this? Come on. Sorry, I'm not very au fait with technology at the moment. Dakota and Elle are sisters, and the reason I'm including this whole thing right now, and the reason I even selected these 2 characters, because these 2 characters are not Asian, like I said. However, woman 1 and woman 2 from my story are Asian, are because I'm convinced that woman 1, aka Dakota, and woman 2, aka Elle, are sisters. in my story, and so I chose sisters. And who are the two sisters that came to my head? It's Dakota and Elle. Do you want to know why? Because I saw Elle Fanning in Celine at Harrods, and she knows that I recognized her, but I pretended like I didn't. Okay, so that's the reason that these little girlies popped in my head, because she was going to go to Wimbledon on the same weekend that I was at Wimbledon, and she needed an outfit, so she went to Celine. What a cool girl. All right, I bought a belt. That's my souvenir. Sorry, I'm so stupid. Okay, now let us set the scene. I already know that this is not going as smoothly as I want it to go, but again, welcome to my brain. So here we are, we're going to go on to page 2 here, and that's because now we are setting up the scene. So we were fortunate enough that we were in, so me, cousin H and cousin K were in Singapore for F1 weekend, and this was just a couple of days prior to F1. I think it actually might have been the day before like practice rounds and stuff for F1 weekend started, and we had a really busy day, and we were going to be on Sentosa Island, so we were doing a bunch of stuff, and we were like, oh, we're going to be on Sentosa Island anyway. So we went to Universal, we went to this like hyperdrive go-karting thing, and then we were going to go to a beach club for like dinner and stuff like that. So we chose our location, which was 12, I think it's called plus 12 or 12 plus 12, I don't really know, beach club in Singapore. We arrived in the evening, so it was a little bit darker than this, but this is a great image, and I will tell you why in a second. But in the same time, before I forget, I am just going to add another page. How do you add a page on this? Hello? Add a page, here we go. I am just going to also I don't know how to. I was like, I'm going to also add an image, but I can't because I don't remember how to. Let me just screenshot this little map. And then we're going to now insert that image. There we go. The technology, let me tell you, it's crazy, kids. It's crazy. Okay? Can you see this? This is the map of the location. So we went to Palawan Beach in Sentosa. Is beautiful, love it, would recommend. So let me just do it. Can I zoom on this page? Hello? Ah, here we go. So this here, as you can see, is 12 Beach Club. This is where we were on the beach club. So this whole area, we were there. This is where you come in through the entrance. You have to walk down like this, and then you can go up. They've got 3 types of, I think they've got more than that, but 3 main types of seating. And that is the terraced day beds. They're for big groups of people. We're talking 8 to 10 people. They go up here. Then you've got the pool day beds that you sit here. Then you have the beach day beds. That's where we sat because we wanted to be on the beach and see the sunset. And if I'm feeling cheeky, I will include a picture of the sunset that I got on this page. But this is what you need to know. So just imagine that me, oh, that's not good. Let me change the pen here. Let's be purple. I'm fancying being purple. So me, ponytail, that's how you recognize me. Cousin H, that's how you recognize her, 2 pigtails. And cousin K, you recognize her because her hair is in the ocean. Have come to this beach club after a very long day of being tired and hot and all of that, because we've been to Universal, we've had our adrenaline rush, okay? So we're here in the beach club. That's what you need to know for now, okay? Where's the other page gone? Hello? Right, here we go. Is it in? And this here is a great image, and let me tell you why, because I can tell you exactly where we were sitting. Do not worry. This very day bed here is the day bed that we selected and the day bed that we got. So we're sitting here. Just to note for future, I will create a diagram when we're further into the story, but cousin H is sitting here. I'm sitting here, J. You can see it's very bad J. And cousin K is originally sitting there, but will later on in the story switch seats and sit here to face that way. So I'm looking this way, okay? And very crucial to the story is this is where our other three characters, aka Leo, Dakota, and Elle, are going to be situated. Very important to the story. This is a weird diagram. I'm sorry. Now, moving on. Let me confer with my notes to make sure that we're on track. Can you believe I'm not very far into my 7 pages of notes? I'm only here. Great. So we're in a luxurious beach club in Singapore, evening setting. It's a very relaxing environment. Not because most people would have come here during the day. During the evening, I think we arrived at like 5:30 because we wanted to be there for sunset and dinner. We noticed that everybody was quite spread out. None of us were very close with each other. So like between daybed, our daybed and their daybed, I've got a little pointer wand, I forgot. Our daybed and their daybed is the pool, so quite a distance. And then there's people sitting like far, like on these daybeds, and even on the beach daybed, the people who are also on the beach are further back. There was, a side note, a crazy party that was happening up here, because they sang happy birthday about 28 times in about 28 seconds. I was like, whoa, okay, they get it. It's their birthday. They don't need to hear it that many times. I don't think they were that happy about getting old. Anyway, I really need my phone to stop. So open air, lounge chairs, etc., etc. Very casual. Now let's move on to the timeline. I will be creating a lovely little diagram for us. I don't know why. I just am. Okay. It made me feel cool and special to do that. So I'm going to do that. Straight line. Okay, sorry, not a very straight line. Hold on, let's get a thicker pencil. Let's try and do a straight line. Is that straight? Straighter than before. This is our timeline. So let's move on to time point 1. So we've been here already. Okay, so this is time point 1. I don't know the times, just know that it's TP1, right? Because it's time point 1. And this is the point when our other main characters, I can't believe I'm even calling them main characters because they're not. But just imagine, this is when Leo and Dakota, is this Dakota? Yeah. It's really jarring me that Leo's photo is bigger than Dakota's, because this is not a reflection on them in real life, okay? But just know that. They arrive at the beach club. And I'm going to give you a little diagram of where they are also. So, honey, can you come forward? How do I get this to come forward? Okay, it's not, whatever. It's now behind the line. It is what it is, it's behind the line. I don't need this anyway. So I'm going to just zoom in. This right here is, as I mentioned, hello, stop it. Stop it. This right here is where Mr. Leo and Mrs. Dakota are sat, right? And then I'm going to create a little drawing for you just to show you. So imagine this is the daybed, okay? And they've got the little table that they put so that you can put drinks and stuff on in the middle. And then Leo is sat here. Dakota is sat here. Both of them have got their cellular devices, their mobile phones, and laptops, and they're working away. Busy girls, we love them, okay, for doing that. So Leo and Dakota arrive at the beach club. They're dressed casually because it's hot, but they're not dressed in like beach attire. They're just dressed like normally. Like Leo's wearing shorts and a black shorts and black t-shirt, and Dakota's wearing like a black dress, whatever. Not like swimwear is what I'd like to point out here. They're there with their laptops. So I just want to backtrack a second because I think it's very important for me to specify here that what I'm thinking at this time is that these two are like a rich couple. They're just bringing their work to the pool. So they're working while they're on holiday. Maybe they're there for the F1 too. They're not giving like native to the area. Then again, 20% of Singapore's population are foreigners, so they might live there and they might have just decided to come to the beach club for the evening, but I don't think so. It's giving that they were on holiday, but a working holiday. It's also potentially possible that they are business partners, aka they could be in a relationship and also business partners. Please note that for future theories. But I can't lie, they were giving off very comfortable with each other. You know, those comfortable couple vibes where you don't need to be clinging with each other, just knowing that each other are there is enough. Just occasionally checking in. It was like they've been dating for years. That's what energy I was getting from this. So there are a couple that don't need like constant validation, constant interactions. That's very much the vibe we are getting. Now, let's move on to time point 2. Sorry that my arrow is not a stick. I can't be bothered to change the pen. And at this point, I'm just going to add to the original image, but just know that this is time point 2 and we are just going to refer it here. And that is because our lovely, lovely friend here, woman 2, aka Elle Fanning, arrives and the dynamic changes. Now, woman 2 is completely opposite to Leo and Dakota, and that is because woman 2 is in beach attire. She's in her bikini, she's there, she's not brought her laptop, she's not doing anything worky. These two have been together alone for around half an hour or so, and now Elle has arrived at the pool. She's seeming a bit carefree, a bit clumsy. In fact, she falls into the pool at one point. Don't ask, I don't know what was going on. I don't think she was drunk. She could have been. But she's fun, carefree. Some might say a bit attention seeking. It's like she's playing a part. I'm thinking that she is possibly the sister of woman 1, which is hence why I selected the photographs of Elle and Dakota Fanning. And her entrance kind of disrupts the calm dynamic that we had going on between Leo and Dakota at the start. Now, this is where we get our turning point. We are now at TP3, time point 3. Now, woman 2 is in the pool. She's in it. Where have I got an image of that? I do somewhere. Where is the pool? Here we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let me remove the drawings that I made on top of the pool. So this is the pool. It spans along this whole area, but most of this story is confined to this little section here. So now woman 2 is in the pool, whereas Leo and woman 1, aka Dakota, are still sitting and working on the day beds, even though woman 2 has caused a little bit of a disruption, so much so that now I can't stop looking at them. Just saying. But so them two are still on the day bed. Woman 2 is in the pool, and in fact she's in the pool closest to where we're sitting, and bearing in mind I'm looking in that direction, I've already seen her fall into the pool. It's quite a lot of things are going on. Then the Leo calls across the pool to Elle, sorry I keep getting their names confused, to Elle, and says something along the lines of like 11 bedroom villa, and clearly it looked like they were like booking their next trip or something, and they were just discussing it. Anyway, so at this point, me and cousin Kay sitting on the daybed are, I think cousin Kay moved seats around this time, so I don't think she's switched yet, but she's gonna move soon, because she also wants to hear the story. But we're a bit like, this is a weird interaction. And to be fair, we might be overthinking this. It's very possible that we're overthinking it. But in our logic, if woman 1 and man are a couple, the interaction between man and woman 2 just felt a bit too overly familiar, a little bit too much. Because if I was woman 1, and my boyfriend was talking so casually with my sister, even if they've known each other for a really long time, I'd be like, WTF? I'd be like, tell me and I'll tell her. Like, what are you talking about? So don't get me wrong, quite liberal. I'm not super traditional, but I just thought it was weird. And obviously we can talk about the fact that it would like, at least they're getting along and like you would want them to. But the thing that was a bit jarring to me is that woman one is there, but she's not part of this conversation at all. If anything, they should be having a conversation as a three, not individually. And if they are having conversation individually, which they shouldn't be, because he should be including her as well, but he's like not, and he's not related to them. I'm sorry, they look too different. I guess it could be like a step sibling, but you'll hear later on why that probably is not the case either. Where am I? Anyway, it didn't sit well with me and cousin K. But cousin H was a bit confused because she was like, your opinion is a bit controversial. But again, like I said, it was because she wasn't part of the conversation. Like, if I put myself in woman two's shoes now, and my sister's boyfriend was talking to me in a group setting where my sister's there, very close, but she's not part of the conversation, I would be trying to involve her at least. You might not agree with me, but trust me, if you were there, you would think it was weird. Just go with it, because I need that validation for the rest of my story. So through this, for me, I'm like, oh, hold on a second. This threw me for a loop, because I'm like, okay, so are Leo and Dakota not a couple? Like, I'm so confused. I was very, very, very confused. So now we're moving on to time point 4. I also realized I have no reason to do any of this now, but I'm still doing it. Because the plot thickens for sure. And I was whatever, crazy. Leo now closes his laptop and moves to the end of the daybed. Here, can I move him? I'll move him. And Elle is moved to in the pool still. She's still in the pool. That's why this line's blue, by the way. That was a choice. That wasn't random. She's still in the pool, but he's sitting on the edge. And let me tell you what happened next. I almost fell out my seat. I was on the daybed. I was almost on the sand, because cousin Kate, like I said, by this point, she had switched seats so she could see what I was seeing and was just as invested as I was. And let me tell you, we were looking at each other with our mouths open, because it was a view. Because tell me why Elle is stroking Leo's leg. Please, I'm sorry to put defamation on these people, but these aren't the people in the story, by the way. These are just visual representations of the people in the story, which hopefully you've gathered by now. So he's just stroking the leg, and he's sitting on the edge of it, and now I really don't know what's going on, because woman one is like in her own world. She's got her head in her laptop, working away, and this man is looking into Al's eyes and giggling and like talking, and she's stroking his leg. So you can imagine I'm rethinking everything, because this behavior is highly flirtatious, and I'm very confused. So I'm going to now move on to my theories, which I don't really need any of this diagram for, but I will leave it there anyway for fun. So I have a bunch of theories. You're going to get sick of them, but just know that I have a lot of theories, okay? So some of them are wild. It is what it is, okay? So brace yourself. There are a few wild ones. Thank you to any of the wonderful people in my life who have listened to me yap and contributed to my delulu and added in their own theories. So here goes. Theory 1. Can I? Let's do it like this. Here we go. Theory 1. Not Siri. Sorry, Siri just came. Siri just came up on my phone. Let me just remove. No, it's back again. Can I just remove these writings, because you don't really. Oh, you don't really need to see those. Okay, let's start with this. So my theory 1 is that Leo is dating Dakota, and is in a relationship with with her and like all is correct, like I said, and this is her sister, and that nothing weird and amiss is happening, and these two are in a relationship, and we've just overthought this whole thing, and this whole video is pointless, and the whole time we spent at the beach club eating some quite fantastic food. I can show you the menu because I have the menu open somewhere here. Where is the menu? Where is the menu? Just look at that absolutely beautiful menu. Let me tell you what was absolutely fantastic food-wise. The beach meze, beautiful, delicious, absolutely fun. Homemade, fresh truffle paste and Parmesan skin on fries. And let me tell you, Singapore knows how to do truffle, okay? That is all you need to know. There was also this amazing like mac and cheese dish. I can't see it on here right now. Oh my god, the arancini. Wow, that was delicious as well. Anyway, just know that it was great. Also know that we accidentally put our drinks order in twice. So we had two of the same drinks arrive at the same time, and they didn't pick up on it and ask us like, oh, is this correct? They just did it. And we were like, oh, like really they should have come and asked us, but it's fine. So nothing is a myth. Now I will like to interject with a possible theory 1.1, which is that Leo is having a side ting with Elle even though he's in a relationship with Dakota. Gross, ill, we don't do that. Shake my head. Theory number 2 is that Leo and Dakota are business partners and Elle is actually the girlfriend. So purely platonic relationship here in the terms that they're business partners, and this is actually the girlfriend, which explains why woman 1 was slightly detached and focused on her work, while woman 2 was playing the carefree girlfriend, I'm here for a fun time vibes. Okay, now it could still be possible that these two are sisters and that's how man and woman 2 met, but also there's a possibility that these two aren't sisters, which means that the whole reason that I selected this picture was completely baseless and unnecessary. Because I'm sorry, first of all, even if let's say they're not sisters, whatever, or if they are, whatever, if I was business partners, right, and I set up, or even not, or I just knew my business partner's girlfriend. If my business partner's girlfriend came and started doing like weird things, like stroking his leg, or like while we're working, bearing in mind, like whatever, I'd be like having to pull my business partner aside and be like, hun, please do this when I'm not there. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, this is work time. We're trying to close some deals here. Why is your girlfriend like interrupting? Or even if you weren't, like, just be aware of your surroundings, please. Please, please, please. Also, highly assumptuous of me that I'm saying that woman 2 are sisters purely because they're both Asian. They might be different kinds of Asian. I don't know. Just very big assumption from me. Now, theory 3, which is my least favourite theory, but I need to include it because it might be a bit obvious, which is that they're in a throuple. I'm really hoping that these two, that woman 1 and woman 2 aren't sisters if that is the case, because that would be wrong. So really hoping that's not true, but that would explain the odd dynamic I was seeing between them, because clearly woman 1 is not too fussed about the situation, or she is, and she's moody and like trying to be cold and distant, because she's like fine, like I said, until woman 2 arrives, and then all of a sudden she's not part of the conversation, and she's not now looking at Leo with loving eyes like she was before. Now, theory 4 is that woman 1 set up woman 2 with man, I'm guessing 1, but there's only 1 in this story, as a scheme. So woman 1 and woman 2 are sisters, but woman 1 introduces woman 2 to man 2 for a long-term scheme, perhaps involving the business. And the leg stroking and flirtation could be part of woman 2's role in this plan. So Cheeky 4.1 is a hostile takeover situation where they're really playing the long game, where Dakota has enlisted Al's help, and then maybe they're going to get to the stage of marriage, and then they're going to have a hostile situation, because then the business will be split 50-50 if they don't have a prenup. Okay? So, sorry, this is so far stretched, but just go with it, okay? We love a long game. Theory 5, unrequited feelings. I'm not sure I like this one, but maybe Dakota secretly loves or likes or has feelings for Leo, but Leo is dating Elle. Potentially they're still sisters in this situation. They might not be. But it's just like like woman 2 might be blissfully unaware about this whole thing happening. I'm sorry, I just can't get over the loving gazes that I originally saw between Dakota and Leo. I just cannot. It has to be. Now, theory number 6 is that there's no drama at all. This could be a completely innocent situation where Leo, Dakota and Elle are just all friends, and maybe Leo and Elle are just more tactile in their friendship, and have like a bit of a dynamic which might be cultural or quirky. I don't know. I should have asked, maybe not outright, but I could have walked past them and been like, oh, busy working? And then slowly segue into, how do you 3 know each other? And now I really wish I did, because I have about 13 theories about exactly what the hell has happened here. But you know what? There could be a lot of things going on here, because you know what? They could just be like friends with some cheeky benefits. I don't know. And also this completely relies on the possibility that these people are all heterosexual or straight, but I'm just going to refer to the man in this situation. But it's so possible, it's equally possible that he might not even be straight, and they might just all be 3 friends or business partners. I'm going to be shocked though if she is part of the business, because she is not pulling her weight, let me tell you. Or maybe she hustled harder during the early day, but I don't know, something's not going on right there. Now, theory 7, even though I've just mentioned like multiple theories then, but we will be coming back to some of them, is that Leo and Elle could be having an affair, and that Dakota knows and chooses to ignore it, because I'm sorry, it's the placement of the daybed to me. He moves to the end of the daybed, and I'm sure that woman 1 can't actually see that woman 2 is stroking his leg, because they're doing it low down. Do you know what I mean? But we saw, because we could see it from across the pool. Just saying. So either she doesn't care, she values her business partnership too much, or is indifferent for plenty of other reasons. She might focus on work as a coping mechanism, or maintaining some semblance of control. Theory number 8. Sorry, I realise I'm not looking at the screen a lot, but you don't really need me to look at the screen. You just need to listen here and be with me in my delulu. And that is that woman 2 and man 1 are childhood friends. So it could explain why they're more familiar, a bit physical, they like physically comfort each other, whereas woman 1 is a bit more business orientated, less involved in the personal dynamic, doesn't engage as much in their interactions, and that's why she's silent. And also we could have varying ranges of MBTI, and she might just be a bit more introverted and just require a little bit more peace. Sorry, I've just yeeted my pencil across the room. Now, what am I on? Theory 9. I like this theory, and that is that Dakota is the boss and these 2 are her subordinates. Still weird, but she might actually be in charge, and Leo and Elle might be her employees. And the reason she's so focused on work is because she's delegating or managing a project, and the closeness between Leo and Elle could reflect their camaraderie outside of professional dynamics. In this case, Dakota may not care about the flirting, providing it doesn't affect work. Kind of like this. Liking this theory now. Theory number 10, and that is that Dakota and Elle aren't sisters but just close friends, and Elle could be carefree fun friend who's always more open with physical affection, whereas Dakota is more of the serious type and is used to Elle's dynamics. Leo could be dating Elle, but Dakota is just more detached because she's simply not the jealous type and is not invested in the friendship dynamic. I'm not sure I like this one just because these two came to the pool together first at the start, but who knows, whatever. Theory 11, that maybe Leo is either gay or bisexual or whatever, and that Dakota and Elle are friends. So that could explain the connection and affection. Could be completely platonic, close friends, and maybe that's why Dakota knows that Leo is not romantically involved with Elle, and so that's why she's not bothered. Equally, he might be pretending to be gay, so she thinks that she doesn't care. Pooh. Then these two have a secret thing going on. Okay, that's just a theory. That's theory 11.1 that I've just 11.1 part A. Point 2 that I've just come up with literally on the spot. I promise we're getting to the end now, okay? Theory number 2 is that Elle is playing a manipulative game. She's using flirtation as a form of manipulation and knows that Leo has feelings for her, while this is Dakota. Dakota is unaware or indifferent. Elle could be testing Leo to see how far he'll go in front of Dakota, using her charm to create tension. Dakota might eventually catch on and the whole situation could blow up at a later date. I'm probably never going to see them again, so I cannot confirm that, but in my head there's a whole story going on. Now here's my final theory, probably one of my weaker theories, but very possible in this day and age. Is my screen dirty? Oh, sorry. And that is that maybe Elle and Dakota are working together to test Leo's loyalty or intentions, and they could be trying to see if he would cheat or show interest in Elle, with Dakota watching how he reacts, and this could be part of some larger long-term plan to gauge his trustworthiness for either personal or business reasons. Very suspicious. And that there concludes. I think I've spent 40 minutes going through completely hypothetical situation because I will never know the answer to any of this. To be honest, it's none of my business, but I spent 2 hours of my time there trying to work all this out, and have since talked about it many a time, and have created this whole 7-page document of my theories, and created this so you can do well and just watch like a 40-minute video or however long this is about this plan. But I just thought that this was, I have outdone myself, to be honest, in this situation, because those theories, imagine I've come up with 13 theories, and I, in my opinion, have articulated them quite well. I know I was reading a lot, but that was because I had articulated my thoughts quite well on that document. So that's what's going on. I hope they all live well. Blessed be to Leo, Dakota and Elle, the real people and the people that they are representing. And also fun times for me, Cousin H and Cousin K. Even though Cousin H thinks that me and Cousin K are crazy, because she was like, y'all have some controversial opinions. She was also like, why do you care so much? And I was like, we don't care. This is entertaining. This is like TV. This is better than TV. Netflix who? Just kidding. Love Netflix. Watch it all the time. May or may not have binged the whole season 3 of Heartstopper yesterday. Okay. Anyway, that is lovely. Hopefully that I have a fun time editing this, because I'm kind of thinking I can just leave it in without any cuts, although I did do a little bit of it. But that's how I talk, you know? So anyway, here's a fun story time for a story that may not even be a story. Okay. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.